I watch who I get advice from. What do I mean by that? I realize you have to go to certain people for certain advice. You can't go to one person for all types of advice. Like, I had a former student reach out to me once for some advice, and I remember saying, you would never come to me for advice on car, a car. Like what type of car to choose, or if a car broke down, if your car broke down and you needed to know like what to do to fix it. I'm not qualified to give you advice on how you should fix your car because I don't really have a great knowledge of a car. So you would just go to a person that you felt like was very qualified. You go to a person that shows proof of knowing about cars. Maybe they work on cars, or you just know them around the neighborhood for fixing cars. They have a knowledge that you could trust. And I just realized you can't go to everybody for everything. You got to go to a few people that you know are qualified to talk about love. Um, if you're single and or dating, let's say dating, and you're looking for advice on relationships, or if you just recently got married and kind of hit a little rough patch and you need some marital advice, would you complain about your issues to someone that is not in the same on the same path as you, that really does not understand your type of issues? Or would you go to a person that you've seen and you know of that has a decent marriage that you can really respect? Maybe you would go to them for advice on marriage since they show proof that they and longevity in their marriage, and that they openly communicate to you, yes, I've had problems, but this is how I work through it. So they've been where you are and they can help you. They're qualified. But if you're married and you need advice and you go to someone on that subject that's not married for advice, and they tell you to leave your significant other, what makes them qualified to tell you that? So I always like think about that. Like, okay, not everybody is qualified to give you every piece of advice that you might need. You got to go to different people for different things. Point blank. Just remember that. Don't forget that. Understand that you can love your friends as much as you want, but you can't always get every bit of advice from them. If you're young, like in your early 20s, how are you going to be going to your friend for life advice and y'all both are the same age? I would think you would, want to go to somebody that's a little bit older that can give you some advice. Go to people that are qualified. Not everybody's qualified. Just some food for thought.